System, plus Rebirth, plus Triple Explosive Rate Cheat, plus a funny and not serious, plus super refreshing article. The collapse of the lunar matrix and the overlap of multiple universes. All game worlds, historical figures, mythological legends descend upon Blue Star. Fantasy and reality overlap, and the Blue Star becomes a chaotic battle. Sauce Explosion has been reborn, and it feels like it's about to explode. Brushing monsters, upgrading, equipment, talents, skills, transformation. Soy sauce explodes. Step by step from being a waste material to a chosen person, standing tall on the top of the Blue Star. Chapter 1. Rebirth. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Digging a groove. Sauce exploded, panting heavily. I didn't expect to be reborn, and I still went back 3 years ago. The sauce explosion of waste materials, with rebirth, has also made the mind much more agile. 3 years ago, due to the destruction of the moon matrix, a series of people and things, including games, anime, history, mythology, and legends, all descended on Blue Star one after another. Each person has one system. The whole world has become a playground, having experience in wild monster brushing, exploding coins, various equipment, skills, rewards, and dungeons. Everyone can randomly summon a character to transform, fix a character all the time, or randomize again. The summoned characters have no level, only the player themselves have a level. As one's own level increases, they will also awaken various specific talents and skills of summoning characters. The higher the level, the stronger the character summoned, and no matter how random the lower level is, it cannot produce a powerful character. All the rules and order disappeared, and for a moment, the Blue Star became a chaotic battle. Strength has become the king's way. 3 years ago, everyone on Blue Star was crazily brushing wild monsters and upgrading, and the previously dull and inexperienced Zai Pao could only be relegated to the bottom. Who would have thought that after being reborn, the sauce explosion could summon 3 characters, but there was a bug in the system. No matter what the sauce explosion did, it would receive 3 times the reward from others. Hanging up. Invincible. This time, I must make all those who look down on me kneel down and sing, conquer. This time, I want to bring back everything I've lost. Swearing secretly in her heart, Su Bao, wearing big shorts and dragging a flip-flop, unconsciously came to the mirror. The head without a few strands of hair, the sighing beard residue, exudes an astonishing charm invisibly. The corners of the sauce explosion mouth slightly raised, and a confident smile filled the face. Unable to help but shake their hands, they hummed the song of sauce explosion. Due to having memories from 3 years ago, soy sauce is very familiar with this system. From level 1 to 100, every 10 levels corresponds to plastic, black iron, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamonds, extraordinary masters, arrogant masters, and the strongest king. After the upgrade, the system will provide rich rewards. As time goes by, the monsters and dungeons that descend on the Blue Star become stronger and stronger. The player's level has also skyrocketed. Quantitative change leads to qualitative change. After reaching level 100, you can awaken as an apocalypse. After reaching level 1000, one can advance to become a Skywalker. After reaching level 10,000, one can advance to become a heavenly vein practitioner. After reaching level 100,000, one can advance to become a cave keeper. After reaching level 1 million, one can advance to become a divine expert. After reaching the level of millions, one can advance to the status of an ascender. After reaching level 1 billion, one can advance to become an executor. Each stage is divided into 10 sections. After reaching the level of 1 billion, there is even a chance to become a legendary deity. The conditions for becoming a god of heaven are not only level, but also specific methods. As for how to become a heavenly god, I don't know about soy sauce explosion. In the past life, there were only 9 executors in the entire Blue Star, and the only celestial god came from the divine realm outside the ice wall. However, even in previous lives, anyone who could become a Skywalker could become a dominant presence. Ding dong. The system prompt sound appears, and the framework of the system appears in front of me. Player. Sauce explosion level 0, skill. None, talent. None, equipment. None, ability value. None, attribute. None, HP, 10/10, energy. 10 out of 10, gold coin. 0, attack power. 0, the system gives you a novice gift package. A cute voice makes people can't help roast. You can choose from a newbie weapon, wooden sword, wooden stick, axe, or fairy wand, a set of newbie clothing, and an infinite space backpack. What a special thing, I'm a male player. Give me the fairy stick, I really admire it. The axe is too cruel. Don't. Choose a wooden stick, knock it down with one stick, that will be the most enjoyable. Novice clothing, you can skip it, it doesn't look as good as your own clothes. With the click of the sauce explosion, the beginner's gift package is received. System. Due to the player's low level, the mall has not been opened yet. After level 10, the mall will be opened, and there will be a variety of lottery activities waiting for you. Pooh, a deceitful shopping mall. In my past life, I was not spared from being tricked by this mall. Fortunately, my mind has become clear now. Picking up the novice wooden stick, the sauce exploded and unconsciously remembered what had happened in a past life. 3 years ago, at the age of 28, a 28-year-old man who had achieved nothing had a very short dream of hunger, and suddenly woke up. My stomach was growling, and the strong hunger made me have to get up from bed, in the refrigerator, rummaging through boxes and cabinets searching for food, a bucket of instant noodles. And a soy egg temporarily filled the stomach with soy sauce. A satisfied smile appeared on the chubby face. Suddenly, there was a thunderous sound in the sky. A massive bull-like light instantly penetrated the moon. The only few matrix machines left on the moon have been destroyed, and the world will undergo magical changes unconsciously. Due to the unknown beam of light attacking the moon matrix, all restrictions have disappeared, and the game overlaps with reality. Human beings have entered games, all history, games, anime, mythology, and so on. Whether it is fantasy or real characters that have existed before, players can use these characters by transforming and can awaken more skills as their level increases. After 3 years of brutal and bloody battles, countless people have fallen and risen. The world has been reshuffled. 3 years later, in the vast universe, there is a blue planet that is about to face the greatest crisis in history. A group of invaders from the extraterrestrial starry sky are now restless around the blue star. 7 executors dressed in gray are preparing to destroy all living beings in this land and occupy all resources. The Blue Star Guard intercepted these shameless individuals who burned, killed, and looted. 10 members of the Blue Star Guard stood horizontally in front of this group of invaders. At the same time, satellites are also broadcasting in real time, synchronizing with the world. At an altitude of 100,000 meters above the blue star, there is a dark and profound universe. After more than 10 powerful figures held each other for a moment, a thin and small gray-clad executor led by him spoke up. I can't believe that this small planet has produced so many powerful executors from you, and even a heavenly god. The burly gray-clad executor beside him mocked. They are just a group of indigenous people who don't know how to unleash their powerful power. You bandits dare to speak recklessly here. Our heavenly God has destroyed all of you. It's just a matter of using your fingers, retorted one of our executors. Indeed, with the presence of heavenly gods, we cannot be your opponent, but our planet has 7 heavenly gods. If you kill us, your planet will also be destroyed. Collaborating with us and handing over control of the planet is your only way out, said the skinny gray-clad executor Jia with a smile. Chapter 2. 3 Lives. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 9 executors, a powerful celestial god, were supposed to be in a situation where the Blue Star Guard was crushing the invaders. However, one of our team members suddenly took a challenge, and this dog coin was actually a lurking member of the enemy planet. It self-destructed and attacked our only celestial god. The self-explosion of the executor is remarkable. The explosive force not only severely injured the gods, but also the 9 executors beside them were severely injured by this unexpected attack. In addition to the internal and external cooperation of 7 invaders, in order to protect the Blue Star, our heavenly god had to self-destruct and turn all the invaders into ashes. The remaining 8 executors of our side also sacrificed themselves together. A strong and dazzling light burst out from the sky, and then returned to calm the sauce explosion. Begging on the roadside unfortunately became a lucky audience member and the only lucky audience member who choked to death from drinking water while watching this live broadcast. Sauce explosion arrived at a strange space, surrounded by bright white light. A handsome and radiant person with a somewhat desolate expression spoke up, "Sauce is hot, time is running out. You are the only person who burps during this time period, and I can't help but give you this task." Soy sauce exploded with a surprised expression on his face, obviously not fully realizing what was going on. "Are you? Am I here?" The glowing person sighed and said, "Listen to me first. I am a heavenly god, and I will use my last bit of divine power to send you back 3 years ago. I hope you can contribute to the catastrophe 3 years later. This is a great gift from me to you." The glowing person lightly tapped their fingers, and a beam of light rushed into the body of the sauce explosion. Suddenly, the sauce explosion's eyes ignited a flame, almost bursting. The reborn sauce exploded and came back to his senses. It was only then that he remembered his 3 little lives, one given by the gods, one by the system, and one by himself. Therefore, whatever he did, he would be 3 times more powerful than others. Thinking of this, Soy Pao eagerly picked up his newbie weapon and prepared to go to the newbie village to brush monsters. At the same time, people around the world are aware of the existence of the system. Monster fields surrounded by energy beams have emerged in various parts of the Blue Star. At present, there are only beginner villages and dungeons. With the passage of time, more maps and various advanced monster fields will appear. Of course, the higher the level of monsters, the better the coins, equipment, and skills they explode. As we move forward, there are more and more maps and monsters, and the entire Blue Star fills the monster field, so much so that later on, various guilds and countries gradually cooperated to protect humanity. And even powerful humans could destroy some monster fields to fight for more space for humanity. Strong as the Dragon Kingdom, 3 of the 9 executors that emerged later were all from the Dragon Kingdom, 1 from the Eagle Kingdom and 1 from the Bear Kingdom. What kind of small Karami like 3 kingdoms, Bangzi Kingdom, and Zyabega, who didn't even have a hair in the later stage. At most they were only 4th level cave dwellers. These little Calamus tremble at the sight of 5th level supernatural beings, who can even destroy some small countries and have no choice but to use nuclear bombs. Arriving at the entrance of the Novice village, I saw that many people had already begun to enter the monster field one after another, accompanied by a flicker of light. The sauce explosion also entered. The monster field doesn't look big outside, but once inside, it forms its own space, which is very large. The player is randomly teleported to a location on the map, where all monsters have the same level and can also be selected, due to the fact that players can engage in battles with each other. In order to avoid self-destructive behavior in the early stages, the system is also very user-friendly in dispersing players. In the monster field, if you hiccup, whether the monster kills the player or the player kills the player, it is directly erased from the world. Very cruel, so much so that later, many players who acted alone were ambushed, with gold coins and equipment exploding. Finally, various countries and guilds had to intervene and establish a series of regulations prohibiting players from killing each other, otherwise humans were likely to become extinct. However, when the player enters the monster field, the good thing is that the system can teleport the player out at any time under the player's control, to avoid being killed by monsters. Dangerous hearts are even more terrifying than monsters. Soy sauce explosion took a novice wooden stick and clicked on the system interface. Please select the monster you will be brushing this time. Various games, anime, history, and mythological low-level monster interfaces appear in front of the eyes of the sauce explosion. Soy sauce excited location. A legend of a game. There are a total of 10 monsters in this appearance. Shao Kunken, with a whoosh sound, tiny beams of light appeared in the sky and landed on the monster field. In the blink of an eye, 10 monsters, Little Kunken, appeared on the field. Due to the fact that the location where the sauce explosion is being teleported is a plain and no cover can be found, one can only maintain a distance to avoid absorbing the hatred of all monsters. Don't underestimate this monster Zykunken. His attack power and agility are higher than the current ones. The sauce explosion equipped with a novice wooden stick currently has only one attack power. Soy sauce exploded with a slight smile, without any pressure. Click on the system and randomly select 3 characters. Novice Mage, attack +1, Magic Skill Bullet, attack distance +10, consume 5 energy, cooldown time 30 seconds. Lu Fei, who did not eat the magical fruit, has an attack power of +1 and no skills. Jian Wei, with 1,000 pounds of power in both arms, attack +10, defense +10, skill Rampage, consumes 10 energy, doubles attack power, speed +5, cooldown time of 600 seconds. Originally, watching the randomly selected garbage characters, Zai Pao looked unhappy. At the moment he saw the legendary character Jian Wei, his eyes lit up instantly, and his charming smile reappeared on his face. It's up to you, come out, Jian Wei. A ray of light flashed by, and the sauce exploded and transformed into Jian Wei, with a resolute face, a burly body, and a height of 1.88 meters. The sauce exploded with confidence. Back then, Jian Wei was known as invincible under the horses. Feeling the explosive power inside his body, the sauce exploded and immersed himself in appreciating himself, without even noticing the approaching Kunken. With a loud bang, Shao Kunken seemed to peck at an iron plate, and his beak suddenly shrunk. At this moment, Sauce Explosion lowered his head and realized that a small Kunken was attacking him. Looking at his muscles that were like steel all over his body, Sauce Explosion originally intended to use his fist to smash and kill small Kunken. On second thought, it was too cruel. He casually picked up the wooden stick and knocked out a little Kunken with a smack, walking forward contentedly. Experience points +3, coins +3, lying trough. The explosion rate is also 3 times higher. At this moment, the soy sauce exploded with ecstasy in his heart. He smoothed his hairstyle, his eyes shining with an indescribable light, and he transformed into a morning young man, running forward wildly. Zai Kunken, I'm here. Bang. 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 With 9 consecutive strikes, all Kun present were spared and all of them tilted their mouths to the ground, becoming the dead Kun under the stick. The monsters turned into dots of light and dissipated. Ding dong. System prompt, you have upgraded, currently level 1 plastic, attack power +1, currently player's own attack power is 1, speed +1, currently player's own speed is 1, health +10, current health is 20, energy +10, current energy is 20, defense +1, current defense force 1, gold coins +30, currently 30 gold coins, hidden attribute 1 point, where do you want to add it? Critical strike, ignore defense, damage, skill cooldown. Sauce Explosion is no longer the same as before. Now, my mind is very flexible and I have added some hidden attributes to critical strikes. Chapter 3. Novice Village Monster Hunting. You are listening at novelfull.audio. System prompt. Congratulations on obtaining equipment and item rewards. Obtaining equipment such as a 3-pronged hair purple gold crown can add a bit of charm. Digging a trench, what Kun stuff. There's not a single useful one. I'm so charming, and I still lack that little bit of yours. I'm sorry. After speaking, the sauce exploded and spat heavily on the ground. Obtain Ruthless Grass Shoes with equipment, cold +1, obtaining a bottle of energy potion can instantly restore 10 points of energy. This energy fills up every minute. I need this potion to have a chicken feather effect, 3 times the explosive rate. These useless things will be exposed. Whoever is left behind will not be angry. I feel like I'm going to explode again. Click on the system interface to refresh the monster, as there is no time limit for transformation. This time, Soy Sauce decided to go beyond the level challenge directly. Second level monster, Scarecrow, attack power 3, defense 2, speed 1. Monsters attacking a player simultaneously have stacked attack power. So I don't dare to make it too big. So I'll order 10 appetizers first. With a whoosh, tiny beams of light appeared in the sky and landed on the monster field. In the blink of an eye, 10 monster scarecrows appeared on the field. The raging sauce explosion, now very angry, went up with a chaotic knocking of the library, and the monsters who knocked ran away. Who the hell is the monster? The next sauce explosion, transformed into a morning tiger, constantly refreshing wild monsters, constantly knocking on the library, indiscriminately attacking. The sauce explosion that enters the state really wants to give itself a try. I knocked for 3 days and 3 nights, until I broke the newbie's wooden stick. It wasn't until then that I was satisfied and stopped, looking at the mountains of equipment, rewards, skills, and suspicions piled up in front of me. I didn't even glance at them and threw them all into the infinite backpack. Then the sauce exploded and clicked on the system, leaving the monster field, ready to go home and wash and sleep first. After waking up, check your own status through soy sauce frying, level 10. Black Iron 1, Attack Power 20, Defense Force 20, Speed 20, HP 200, Energy 200, 3000 gold coins, additional hidden attribute Critical Strike 5 Damage 5 Ignoring Defense 5 Cooling Time 5, Equipment. Several newbie equipment, Black Iron Sword, Black Iron Stick, Ordinary Anti-Armor, Charming Equipment. Beast Face Swallowing Head Chain Armor, Sichuan Red Brocade 100 Flowers Robe, Linglong Lion Man Belt with Lu Jia, Purple Gold Boots. Although the name sounds nice, it hasn't really come with a Black Iron Rod yet. Looking at this group of charming equipment, Zai Bao couldn't help but criticize others, saying, "I'm just a drop of grass. This hook system, what kind of thing is exploding? It's just a Black Iron Sword." The Black Iron Rod is a bit useful. Materials: 100 blood bottles, 100 energy bottles, 10 bronze mines, comprehensive combat power. 30. There's nothing good about it. Currently, it's just a level, and its combat power is pretty good. The sauce can't resist roast. Open your phone and find those borderline female anchors. Under the beauty effect, everyone has fair and beautiful skin, with a protruding front and a protruding back. What a beauty in the world, who can withstand it? As she was brushing the anchor, a female anchor wearing a pink hip wrap skirt caught her eye, accompanied by dynamic music, twisting my charming waist. The female anchor's name is Yunshui Bai, and she occasionally makes a tingling sound. Exquisite facial features beneath beauty, teasing eyes, occasionally licking lips. Brother, keep an eye on it. Can you give me a car as a gift? Baby wants to see a pink Porsche. Suddenly, the brothers below the live broadcast room made a comment. Jump again. I won't be polite. Brothers, I'm done, sleeping in bed, for the 5th time today, gradually losing weight. Give it all to me. Do you have a big brother? Give me some gifts. I want to see something more exciting. What are you all doing? Busy drilling wood for fire, busy shifting gears. I'm already on the highway. This thing, even if the monk sees it, he must return to secular. Who doesn't get confused after reading it? I have lived for more than 40 years, with a life of honesty and integrity. I have a clean and upright demeanor, and I have a pure heart and few desires. I have never been close to women, even during holidays and festivals. I am still a simple person. Why do I always come across such anchors? Are you still trying to seduce me? Last time I passed the security check on a plane, the machine kept ringing. The security inspector came over and searched for a long time but couldn't find any metal, only to finally realize that it was my steel-like will. Young people, don't come in immediately when you see some covers. The road ahead is still long, and you must learn to restrain yourself, be content with your desires, and not fall into the age when you should have fought. Don't ask me why I came in. I am here to advise everyone present. Number 34, the audience in the costume of 13 soon got roast from other audiences. You can pull a few times, but your mouth is quite smooth. After a while of roast, the anchor began to dance more seductively. On this bloodthirsty side, the audience's eyes were wide open. You're welcome to stir fry. So I picked up the hand cream next to me and started drilling into wood to start a fire. After a moment of trembling, the reward was over, and soy fried continued to pick up his phone and flip through it. The overwhelming amount of information about the appearance of monster fields. Media from various countries are rushing to report on the zero-yuan buying frenzy around the world. After all, a person with a combat power of 10 can easily smash a wall with just one punch, like the apocalyptic scene appearing all over the world. Fortunately, Resources are not scarce and there is no food crisis, there is no material crisis, these burning and looting behaviors are just manifestations of human ugliness, these are no longer surprising for the reborn sauce stir-fry. Once you have the strength, you can do whatever you want. If the combat power reaches 500,000, the Milky Way will have to follow your surname. These 0 yuan purchases can range from half a year to a year. Each country will unite with its own players to establish guilds and take action to stop these behaviors, but no matter how you stop it, there are still some behaviors that should be done. Just like the Eagle Kingdom and the Gallic Rooster Kingdom, there were still many $0 purchases before the system arrived, and in no time, the gold coin market will emerge, and the exchange of gold coins for real money will reach an astonishing 1.1000. At that time, soy sauce will also become a wealthy person who disdains 0 yuan purchases. After finishing a delicious meal in sauce, I am ready to continue to go to the Novice village to play monsters. On the way to the Novice village, as I watched the streets with a post-apocalyptic scene, I couldn't help but sigh. It has already started. As I was walking, I suddenly met a group of people who hated me so much that I even remembered them now. I saw a plump and greasy man with a big belly. The fat on his face made his eyes seem to be constantly squinting, holding a large chicken leg in his hand. His horizontal flesh swayed rhythmically as he walked, surrounded by a group of small henchmen in front and behind. There was also a playful and somewhat inexperienced woman next to her. A group of people are walking proudly. Fat pig, foam meow meow, you really have a narrow enemy path. Recalling my past life, I worked hard to create a top-notch equipment, a top-notch bronze sword, which was forcibly taken away by this pig coin. He even collaborated with this despicable woman to design and frame himself, deceiving him of all his gold coins, taking away all his belongings, house, and car. In the end, he could only wander and beg on the street. He even turned himself into a dementia, causing the sauce to explode and eventually stuttering while speaking, choking to death while drinking water. This time, we must demand that these dog men and women repay their debts with blood. When enemies meet, their eyes turn red. The other party also discovered the sauce explosion at the same time. Oh, who do I think I am? Isn't this the second fool's sauce explosion? You also come to brush the monsters. It's the monsters brushing you, right? The chubby pig laughed heartily as he finished speaking. Fat tiger brother, this useless person must have been scared by the end of the world now. He probably doesn't even know how to use the system. This kind of person is purely trying to flatter Tiger Brother by being a dog leg. This idiot even gave me all his salary last month. He ate a month's worth of instant noodles for himself, only a little money, and even wanted to invite his mother to watch a movie. He really wants to eat swan meat. Foam Meow Meow, who is heavily makeup, was also a female anchor before. Due to being nearby and being a single worker, I thought this woman should be good-looking and kind-hearted. Unfortunately, this despicable woman has a snake and scorpion heart. In her past life, she not only deceived herself of all her wealth, but also, I still want to harm my own life, making my life worse than death. People are not like humans, and ghosts are not like ghosts. Chapter 4. Revenge. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Unfortunately, these two fools don't know. I gave all the money he gave me to Fat Tiger Brother. After speaking, Foam Meow Meow twisted her waist and leaned deeper into Penghu's arms. How can you treat others like this? Are you still human? Fat Pig pushed Foam Meow Meow away. With a thud, Foam Meow Meow's rightful softness collided with the sauce exploding embrace. I didn't expect you to be such a person. At this moment, Foam Meow Meow, who pretended to cry, looked up at the sauce explosion with an innocent expression on her face. Brother Bao, I was deceived by him. You can't stop me, can you? The sauce explosion in my past life was a result of this bitch's seductive scheme, losing everything. At this moment, the sauce exploded quietly watching these people act. Okay, you've had a great time serving me tonight. I'll give you a lot of rewards, he said slowly. Foam Meow Meow continued to act, using her fingers to draw a circle on the body of the sauce explosion and saying, Brother Bao, they will definitely make you feel comfortable tonight. As they watched the sauce explosion fall victim, the faces of Fat Tiger and others showed a playful expression. "You're such a slut, you're really that one," she said, and then pushed Feng Miao Miao away, pointing to a bus. "Sleeping in bed, this kid didn't fall for a trick. Tiger brother, this kid has a long brain," the dog leg exclaimed in surprise. At this moment, Panhu squinted his eyes and stared at the sauce explosion. "Kid, I was planning to make you leave comfortably, but I didn't expect you to be so disrespectful. Hurry up and hand over all your money, otherwise I'll kill you today. Can you open your eyes and talk to me?" Sauce exploded. At this moment, his head was high and his chest was straight, his eyes shining brightly. Panhu unconsciously dodged. "I have already opened my eyes to the fullest, Tiger brother, what are you talking to him about? Just kill him." Fat Tiger no longer hides, unleashing its combat power. Plastic 3 dogs exclaimed in surprise. Tiger brother is mighty. Watching the sauce stir-fry remain unmoved, Panhu sneered and said, "Are you scared out of your wits, little rascal? I have now reached 5 combat power points, and pinching you is as simple as pinching an ant." Low-level players cannot see the strength of high-level players. From the soy sauce explosion, Fat Tiger couldn't see any energy fluctuations and thought that soy sauce explosion wasn't even plastic. The dog mouths burst into laughter. "Give it all to me, kill him." Soy sauce was originally intended to keep these little karami bouncing around for a few more days. I didn't expect these people to take action, so I can't blame myself. Sauce explosion has unlocked one's own hiding. With a loud bang, a powerful energy wave blew away the approaching dog legs. "Heaven is where you don't eat, hell is where you bring a bowl. You're a footmat, you're a waste, aren't you?" Soy sauce exploded as he said, slapping his dog leg and mouth wide. "I took a few hundred full thrusts, making my dog's face look like a fat pig, even struggling to speak. Why do you sing a joyful song to me? If you don't sing, I'll kill you," she said while smoking. Dogleg muttered incessantly in his mouth, making intermittent sounds and his eyes filled with fear. For this sudden change, Panhu was clearly a bit panicked and forced himself to remain calm. "Let go of my brother, the soy sauce explosion is not as fast as before." At this time, the soy sauce explosion speed of 20 points has already broken the human limit. With a whoosh sound, the sauce exploded and approached the chubby tiger. "Fat pig, did I ask you to open your eyes and speak?" With one hand, the sauce exploded and lifted the chubby tiger weighing over 200 pounds. The anger in his eyes made him hesitant to look directly. At this point, soy sauce no longer hides its strength, and Fat Tiger also sees the true strength of soy sauce through the system. Black Iron 1. Panhu regretted giving himself 2 big mouths at this moment. Unexpectedly, this seemingly weak sauce explosion has now become a black iron powerhouse. "I've opened my eyes to the fullest," said Fat Tiger, shocked by the strength and speed of the sauce explosion. I unconsciously stuttered while speaking. Feng Miao Miao's eyes lit up as she saw the powerful strength of the sauce explosion. "If you still want to get close to the sauce explosion, coquettishly say, Brother Bao is about to stick it up." In the post-apocalyptic era, whoever has strong strength is their support. If you don't want to talk nonsense, it's just a slap in the back. "Blame your sister, you also called me, blame brother, Feng Miao Miao flew out 10 meters in an instant and suddenly fainted. Panhu swallowed his saliva and asked himself if he had the ability to knock a person 10 meters away with one palm. "Boo. Boo, what's the matter? I don't know the truth. Can you spare my life?" Soy sauce explosion pretended to think. "It's not impossible either, you give me all your money first." Panhu seemed to have grabbed a life-saving straw and quickly took out his phone to transfer money. A baby has received 1 million yuan. The phone prompt sound will sound, "Yo-ho, I can't tell. You're quite rich, kid. It seems like you've been deceiving people for money. No wonder you're as fat as a pig." After finishing speaking, he punched the chubby tiger in the stomach with a punch. Panhu's face contorted due to pain from eating. Cough. Cough. "Explosive brother, I was wrong. I used to be immature, please let me go, it's not impossible either. In the future, when I see you crawling around, you have to do 10 good deeds every day. If I think you're not good enough, I'll double it 10 times. And in the future, I'll change my name to Pig Coin. Any cat or dog dares to call themselves Tiger Brother, I'm sorry. After finishing speaking, the sauce exploded and spat out foam on Penghu's face, with a charming smile emanating from the corners of his mouth once again. Where, brother Bao, I'm Fat Tiger. No, I'll be your little brother after Pig Coin. If you let me go east, I won't go west. Penghu trembled as if he was about to pee in fear in the next second. Also, in the next 3 days, you are only allowed to have 1 meal. You are so fat, and I hope you are healthier, Sauce Explosion once again casually said. Isn't this forcing me to a dead end? Penghu suddenly had a thought in his heart that he wanted to kill the fish and break through the net. Sauce Explosion's gaze was slightly playful, as he looked at the silent fat tiger and shook his hand before throwing him out. Then, the sauce exploded and walked up to the fat tiger. In the eyes of the chubby tiger, a big foot in its 40s is attacking its face. In his past life, Penghu had cruelly stomped on the sauce and turned it into dementia with his feet. The sound of creaking echoed on Penghu's face. Anger and unwillingness twisted Penghu's face once again. Sauce Explosion put down his foot and took out a water gun. I use soaking urine to wake you up, refresh you, and be a good person in the future. The naturally kind-hearted Sauce exploded, holding the nourishing water gun, and giving the fat tiger some sweet rain. Fat tiger's face was mixed with foam, urine, and tears of humiliation. When did I suffer this kind of injustice? Penghu whimpered at this moment. Like a woman, after a moment of trembling, the soy sauce exploded. At this moment, my heart was no longer too happy. Indeed, a tooth for a tooth is the most satisfying. As the sun sets in the west, a figure is walking towards the Novice village. The fat tiger lying on the ground became more and more angry as he thought, and his face gradually twisted. The sound of teeth rubbing against each other is like a chainsaw. My fingernails were piercing hard into the flesh. My face is also flushed. I'm fighting with you. I was heading to the Novice village when I noticed someone following me. The charming smile reappeared at the corner of my mouth. Can't you finally resist it? Suddenly, Penghu wielded 2 watermelon knives and chopped towards the sauce to explode. Sauce Explosion doesn't dodge. Let the watermelon knife strike you. The scene of blood splattering in the imagination did not appear. On the contrary, the watermelon knife seemed to strike the steel plate, splashing sparks and then curling its edge. I guessed it a long time ago. Soy Fried Chicken turned around and said to Fat Tiger with a smile. Penghu looked at the charming smile of the Sauce Explosion, but couldn't smile at all. The corner of my mouth started twitching uncontrollably due to fear. Chapter 5. Truly Loving You. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sauce Explosion tore off a coat, revealing the armor inside. Mistake. Yes, I said it was a misunderstanding. Do you believe it? Penghu stuttered again. With a flash of light, a black iron wooden stick with a metallic luster appeared in the hands of the sauce. Exploded. Misunderstanding, right? With a bang, Penghu suddenly felt the sky and earth spinning around. Iron head skill, right? I didn't say I had iron head skill, explained Penghu. If I say you have something, it means you have it. Another stick. The chubby tiger seemed to have seen too much milk. Diamond legs. Right, Penghu let out a pig-like scream. I don't have diamond legs. Penghu begged for mercy. If I say you have something, it means you have it. Waist, right, woo-woo. Woo-woo. Penghu covered his legs with one hand and his head with the other, foaming at his mouth and rolling his eyes. Ants, right, woo-woo. Woo-woo, 2 fools, right, woo. Penghu glared at both legs, rolled his eyes, foamed at the mouth, and his whole body twitched. At this moment, the soy sauce explosion transforms into a master of making rice cakes. Traditional craftsmanship only requires a simple wave to stimulate the true flavor, a fast and powerful rhythm. Bang. 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 The comfortable voice is very pleasant to the ear. A passerby holding an ice cream passed by here and saw the charming smile on the face of soy sauce, directly giving the ice cream to the land, running at bolt speed. For a long time, the radiance of the sunset shone on the ancient copper-colored skin of the soy sauce, adding a touch of charm. Soy sauce wiped away the sweat from his forehead, and a pleased smile hung on his face. Like a farmer in the autumn harvest, this little piglet has really thick skin. It's exhausting me. Huh, Sauce exploded. holding a black iron wooden stick, turned around and left, as if he had made some kind of decision and never looked back again. Panhu has finally become a chubby pig, with a huge face that cannot distinguish the position of its facial features. It seems very vague and abstract. It is said that later on, the chubby pig became dementia and could only wander, relying on begging for a living. Like the sauce explosion of a previous life, after entering the Novice village. The sauce explosion once again opened the monster field, accompanied by faint rays of light. Monsters of corresponding levels appeared on the field. Black Iron Kunken. Why are you guys again? Sauce exploded in surprise. At this moment, Kunken and his companions were very panicked and in chaos. They don't know why, as if memories of their past lives are engraved in their bones. After checking the system, Black Iron Kunken, attack power 20, defense 20, skill. I truly love you. While giving players a fatal blow, there will also be a mysterious dance. I didn't dare to be careless and quickly put on my equipment. Black iron wooden stick, attack power plus 10, anti-armor. Defense plus 10, come out, Jian Wei. It's up to you. With a resolute face, a burly body, and a height of 1.88 meters, Sauce exploded once again transformed into a burly man, Jian Wei. Attack plus 10, defense plus 10, player. Sauce explosion, attack power 30, defense 30, speed 20, HP 200, energy 200, additional hidden attribute critical strike 5 damage 5 ignoring defense 5 cooling time 5, skill rampage, consumes 10 energy, doubles attack power, speed plus 5, duration of 10 minutes, cooldown of 595 seconds. Sauce exploded and picked up the wooden stick, with an indescribable light in his eyes. He once again transformed into Morning Biao and ran forward wildly. Zai Kunken, I'm here again. At this moment, the panicked Kunken scattered and fled, with tears in their eyes. Bang! 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 With 10 consecutive strikes, all the Kunken people present were spared. All of them tilted their mouths and fell to the ground, once again becoming the fallen Kun under the stick. The monsters turned into dots of light and dissipated. After reaching black iron, upgrading requires more experience points, so, the sauce exploded day and night, tirelessly brushing wild monsters. I don't know how long it has been. Ding dong. System prompt. You killed 10,000 Kunken and obtained the achievement, Terminator of Kunken. When killing Kunken again, gain experience points doubled and attack power doubled. When killing 100000, you can also obtain the achievement, Legend of Kunken, and permanently obtain the battle pet, Love Kunken. At the same time, the level of sauce explosion reached, Black Iron 3, not enough, not enough. The sauce explosion, eager for strength, once again opened the monster field, accompanied by faint rays of light. Higher level monsters appeared on the field. Monster Level 13, Black Boar, attack 33, defense 33, health 3300, speed 13, skill. Normal attack, soy fried counts monsters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, exactly 10, suddenly, a bright light formed a beam of light, and a mysterious monster appeared. System. Congratulations to the player, luck is booming. The map refreshes with a huge golden snail. The black wild boar and the golden snail are both half the size of a person, and the golden snail is very cute like a cartoon character. Golden snail. The sauce exploded and took a deep breath, jumping up excitedly. Golden snail. Mysterious reward, attack power. Defense. Speed .1, health. 10000000, skill. Running, talent. Slow running. In the past life, sauce explosion was like hitting a golden little pig and exploding an exquisite bronze sword. The attack power of a regular bronze sword is plus 30, while that of a premium bronze sword is plus 70. It also comes with special effects and illusion effects, a handsome stroke. Unexpectedly, it was only the fourth day to brush the monster, so it came out. How lucky it is. Back in the day, a monster that had been brewing for a whole year appeared as a golden monster, as long as the golden monster is amazing. Picking up 2 black iron wooden sticks in his hand, one of which was blown out by a monster, chasing the wild boar monster is just a random beating, solve these first, then go play the golden snail. The soy sauce explosion god mercilessly brushes the monster machine, and the 2 black iron wooden sticks in his hand have already been enchanted by the soy sauce explosion hand. In no time, all the wild boar monsters were easily solved. At this moment, the golden snail is running away. Inexplicably getting closer and closer to the sauce explosion, the golden snail was so anxious that it was sweating profusely that it almost spoke. "Big brother, one of us, don't shoot." As the soy sauce explosion approached step by step, the anxious golden snail accidentally stumbled over a stone. Climbing up behind him, a huge figure appeared in front of him. The golden snail opened its mouth in terror and said, "Woo! Woo! Woo!" The sauce exploded excitedly and jumped up, hitting it hard with a stick. Bang! Golden snail health point 1, remaining health 9999999. Sauce explosion froze in place. "This thing has a skin thicker than pig coins, I'm in trouble." Disgusted by the sauce explosion, it was once again 10 consecutive hits. The golden snail vault loses health. Bang! 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 Golden snail has a health of 0.10 and a remaining health of 999,989. At this moment, soy sauce's eyes were filled with fire, and he felt like he was about to explode. Cuckoo knocked again. After 30 minutes, the golden snail felt the painless attack on its body. From the initial panic, he became very calm. He even yawned and glanced at the sauce explosion. His eyes full of disdain. "Sleeping trough, this snail, I'm fighting with you. I'm in a hurry." The soy sauce explosion exerted its strength to eat milk. Bang! 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 Chapter 6. The Legend of the Golden Snail. You are listening at novelfull.audio. From day to night, from night to day, from day to night, over and over again, as the sauce exploded, I pounded on it while recalling the drumming skills I had learned when I was a child. I couldn't help but play the song, by Lon de Goo. The sleeping golden snail also began to wriggle. I don't know how long it has been. The golden snail woke up and was hungry, and the map happened to be a plain. Next to it was grass. And the golden snail squinted its eyes and leisurely started eating. Enjoying free massage, basking in the sunshine, eating fresh and plump grass, the golden snail is not to mention how comfortable it is. After eating and drinking enough, the golden snail turned around and held back a glance to burst the sauce. There was a look of disdain in his eyes, as if he didn't have enough strength. "Is that okay, little dog?" At this moment, the soy sauce was pounding and frantically shaking its head to brush away the sweat that had flowed down, while also sticking out its tongue to cool down. The tapping hands drive the whole body to form a coordinated rhythm. Shaking his sweat, the sauce exploded and caught sight of the disdainful and mocking gaze of the golden snail. "Sleeping trough. This snail, gone. You, I feel like I'm going to explode again, but my physical strength was weak, and I was panting heavily. What kind of thing is this? It's not dead, I'm tired to death." After sitting on the ground and resting for a while, he took out food and drink from his space backpack to replenish his energy. Turning back, he met the disdainful and contemptuous gaze of the golden snail, with a hint of sarcasm on his lips. "Sleeping trough." Sauce explosion picked up the black iron wooden stick again, and his whole body was filled with strength. "Ah! Ah! 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 Ah!" Sauce exploded excitedly in an unknown voice, and so he waved his wooden stick again. The soy sauce explosion no longer feels any fatigue. Today, it is necessary to compete with it, even if one is divided between high and low. It also determines life and death. From day to night, from night to day, from day to night, I don't know how many times I've swung my wooden stick in soy sauce, but I fell asleep tired, still holding the golden snail tightly in my arms, afraid that it might run away. A person and a snail snuggled up and slept. the scene was even more warm. The next day, the first bright light of the morning shone on the blue plain, the crystal-clear dewdrops streaked through the tender grass and dripped onto the ground, nourishing the earth. I dreamed of meeting my favorite female anchor, Ching-Ching, in a soy sauce explosion, wearing a high blue hip-wrap skirt, slowly approaching oneself. The softness that creates ripples in the heart, seeing the stunning beauty within reach, and there is also a powerful weapon that is about to emerge. The sauce exploded shyly and turned his head. Ching-Ching gently straightened her sauce-fried face with her white and tender jade hands, a seductive gaze. It's hard to control. The pink tongue licked its lips and was about to approach the sauce explosion. Don't be like this, cute. Oh no, Ching-Ching, I'm not that kind of person. Oh, stimulation, come on, please take it seriously. Oh, don't stop. For a long time, the sauce exploded and I felt my face sticky. Slowly opening his eyes, he realized that it was the unique golden snail licking him, sleeping trough. Sauce exploded and pushed aside the golden snail, quickly getting up. The golden snail was clearly not satisfied, and its eyes were filled with resentment. You're just a perverted snail. Soy sauce exploded with uncontrollable anger, casually picking up a wooden stick and angrily pounding it. So, one person, one snail, once again showcased speed and passion. Bang. Bang. Bang, sparse hair, thick stubble, and dark circles under the eyes, slightly emaciated sauce stir-fry, slowly tapping on the golden snail. 1, 2, 3. Finally, a month later, the sauce exploded and sent the golden snail to the west. The golden snail was also in its sleep, showing a satisfied expression, which then dissipated into tiny rays of light. Ding. System. Congratulations to the player on their success. Defeat the golden snail legend and obtain a designated character's golden card. Wow. Ah. Soy Pao cried excitedly, unable to distinguish between sadness and joy, holding the card in both hands. I unconsciously recall the scene of spending a month with the golden snail in my mind. The past is like a shining movie, scene by scene. Looking back on the past, I don't know if it's regret or happiness. Gently awaken the sleeping soul. Soy sauce, slowly open your eyes. Golden snail, after a long time of calming emotions, I picked up the golden card again and flipped through it. There is also the smile of the golden snail behind the card. The sauce exploded expression twisted again, unable to distinguish between sadness and joy. In past life memories, players can randomly summon characters they don't like, but every time I randomly spend 100,000 gold coins, this astronomical figure is obviously not something that current soy sauce friars can afford. Alternatively, random stones can be used for randomization. However, random stones require killing 100,000 monsters to explode, either through the mall lottery or random cards. Each draw requires 10,000 gold coins and often fails to produce good items. I remember in my past life, there was a time when an auction house appeared with a designated character's gold card, sold a high price of 1 million gold coins. In the black market, it can even reach 3 million. Soy sauce exploded with ecstasy in my heart, my eyebrows dancing with joy. In his eyes, the essence flickered. After calming down, the sauce stir-fry hesitated whether to use it or sell it after the auction house went online, but the thought of not taking a shower for a month and not getting a good night's sleep, so, I decided to go back and take a nap first. Wake up, let's talk about it. On the way back, I passed by a supermarket that I used to visit frequently. I just need to buy some food now. Sauce explosion pushed open the door and walked in. Welcome to Dafa Kai supermarket. The doorbell rang. Soy sauce stir-fry skillfully pushed up the shopping cart, clearly a regular customer. Sauce explosion brother, you're here. A sweet voice sounded like heavenly music. The sauce exploded and nodded shyly. This little girl doesn't know how she grew up. Why is it so beautiful? The front desk lady's name is Meow Meow. Wearing a JK uniform, the exquisite face makes people reluctant to look away. Tall and long legs. It makes people wonder if this girl is a celebrity who came to record a variety show. As a regular customer, sauce stir-fry, knowing that this girl is just a nearby college student who usually comes to work and study. Once, this girl didn't bring her wallet and her phone ran out of battery. Just be a good person when it comes to sauce frying, driving the little girl back to college. It's impossible to say there are no ulterior motives, they are all men. What are you pretending to be, just a few years apart? I'm just afraid that my confession won't be successful, and even my friends won't have to do it, so every once in a while, I only sent the little girl back to school. I have truly become a good person. As always, the sauce stir-fry has arrived at the discount area. I usually don't have a high income, so I can only look at the food in the discount area. Now is different from the past. Soy sauce stir-fry is no longer the same as before. Now I have $1 million in my hand, strong capital, not as old as before. I can eat whatever I want, buy whatever I want. Who can really care about me? When I think of the 1 million yuan in my baby, suddenly, my heart was filled with confidence, rich and strong. As expected, the feeling of being rich is simply satisfying. Chapter 7. Encountering Robbery while strolling supermarkets. You are listening at novelfull.audio. When the gold coin market goes online, the 30,000 gold coins in one's hand will become a huge sum of 30 million yuan. It's so delightful to think of it. Soy sauce explosion began to crazily sweep the goods, sweeping all the things that one usually couldn't bear to eat or buy. What famous wine, Feitian Maotai, Rentu donkey, Lafite, famous cigarettes, heavy and long lasting, and the sky. Yellow Duck Tower 1917, all are required. What premium steak, premium black pork, premium caviar, French foie gras, white truffle, matsutake, all arrangements, various snacks, potato chips, dried fruits, spicy fries, same as never falling. The nearby customer saw it with a bewildered expression on their face, and their mouth grew up in surprise. "Brother, you're here to restock," they said. "The soy sauce explosion has entered the state at this time." I packed 3 large carts of things, satisfied, shouting to the supermarket staff to help push the cart. Arriving at the front desk, all customers and cashiers were stunned. The manager also quickly arranged a few cashiers to settle the bill. The manager had a smile on his face that was even brighter than the sunshine, and he walked forward with a smile to greet the sauce explosion. "Brother Bao, no, General Bao, Cha Yen, no, I will arrange a special car to deliver the things back to you later. Don't worry, it's not bad either." Looking at the manager in front of me who used to disdain me, now smiling obsequiously like a dog, "Sure enough, I have my own strength, and I am surrounded by good people, just don't damage it." After finishing the sauce explosion, he walked towards Meow Meow without looking back. At this moment, Meow Meow is helping himself pay the bill. Seeing herself coming over, Meow Meow's face turned a little red, ice skin and jade skin, with a white and rosy complexion. A touch of pink appeared on her stunning face. Amazing. I don't know about the sauce explosion, but in fact, Meow Meow also has some interest in himself. "Brother Bao, why did you buy so many things?" Meow Meow asked with some concern. Sauce Pao stroked his sparse hair, adjusted his clothes, and once again, a charming smile appeared on his face. With one hand on the waist and the other on the front desk, standing with legs at a 15-degree angle, he assumed a cool posture. Looking up at the sky, he said, "I have become wealthy, so I will spend heavily." Suddenly, a group of people rushed out and shouted, "Don't move. Hand over all the valuable things." These people are all wearing masks, and at first glance they were purchased for 0 yuan. It has been over a month since the game arrived. Everyone can transform, and the staff and customers in supermarkets are not afraid. It's not a big deal, just a fight. The security personnel also rushed out at the first time. It is said that the boss who made a fortune has very strong back-end capabilities, being able to turn supermarkets into national chains. The security forces are naturally not inferior. The Dragon Kingdom is actually good. Other countries have become a mess. Eagle Country, Gallic Rooster Country, $0 shopping party from morning till night, various smashes and robberies. The bosses are so scared that they dare not operate. At this moment, the security personnel of Dafa Kai supermarket have transformed. Suddenly, waves of light lit up. 5 security guards transformed into warriors holding long swords, mages holding staff, dog-headed men holding hammers, Arthur holding shields, and Zhao Xin holding long spears. After taking a glance at the soy sauce explosion, it was found that the plastic level was not high and the equipment was not good. The combat effectiveness is around 5, but in the current month, the combat effectiveness is still relatively good. not everyone can randomly select 3 characters like a sauce explosion. The characters randomly selected in the early stage cannot be too strong, and the gold coin market will only be released in 2 months. It takes 100,000 gold coins to be randomized again. It's not easy to level up by brushing monsters. To reach the plastic level 1, you need to brush 10 monsters of the same level, the second level needs to be multiplied by 10, and so on. To reach plastic 4, you need to brush at least 10,000 monsters of the same level, unless a legendary figure like Jian Wei is randomly selected like Sauce Explosion. It is difficult to summon 10 monsters at once, let alone challenge them beyond their level. The Black Boar is a bronze level monster. The strongest security personnel here are plastic 4, and equipped with only 5 combat effectiveness. But when dealing with ordinary people, the combat power of those who hold guns is only 5, with a combat power of 10, you can demolish walls with bare hands. The customers exclaimed in surprise, "What a powerful lineup, we've fought until 5." The customers saw that they had only reached 3 combat power after practicing for a month, and also swore in their heart to brush monsters well. Everyone exclaimed at the strong strength of the Fa Kai. I am also secretly grateful in my heart for resisting the impulse to buy for 0 yuan. The group of people wearing masks laughed and laughed wildly. Is that all? Subsequently, the masked person's body lit up one after another, transformed. 3 dog-headed men holding hammers, 3 black-haired werewolves, and 1 silver-haired werewolf. Holy crap, sleeping trough, moon-devouring werewolf. How did these legendary characters come out with these dog coins? The manager took a closer look and realized that the dish was bad. There was still some chance of winning, but with 5v6, both sides had similar combat effectiveness, but this moon-eating werewolf, as seen by everyone through the system panel, moon-eating werewolf. Legendary level character, attack power, +10, defense +10, skills. Phantom speed +5, attack power +10, talent. At full moon, the skill effect doubles. The characters are garbage, ordinary, average, normal, elite, bull coin, super, legend, mythology, and Tai Chi. Everyone present exclaimed in surprise, sleeping slot. I'm afraid everyone needs to cool down. The manager also transformed into an ordinary dog-headed person at the first moment, with an attack power of only 6 points. The gap between the 2 sides is too great. On the supermarket side, there are 5 ordinary characters, 1 is average, by this side for 0 yuan, 3 ordinary characters, 5 average characters, and 1 legend. After the transformation, players are almost 2 meters tall and their heads are almost touching the ceiling. Glancing at the moon-eating werewolf with a combat power of 13 points in front of them, customers were in panic. Meow Meow also crouched on the ground in fear. The supermarket is in chaos, except for the sauce explosion, which is very calm. My normal combat power has already reached 13 points, it's not an exaggeration at all. Looking down at the corner of the supermarket counter, I saw a trembling and adorable Meow. Don't be afraid, with me around, no one wants to hurt you. For some reason, upon hearing the sound of soy sauce explosion, Meow Meow's heart also calmed down a lot. Meow Meow looked up helplessly at soy sauce. I saw sparse hairstyles, thick stubble, confident eyes, and a calm smile on my face, exuding astonishing charm. Sauce exploded and looked at Meow Meow with a hint of confusion in her clear eyes, unable to withdraw from Meow Meow's eyes for a moment. The situation is very unfavorable for the supermarket, and the manager panicked and shouted, all customers who help participate in the battle can spend 10,000 yuan for free today. Customers took a deep breath and began to breathe heavily. This is a considerable temptation, some are eager to try. The moon-eating werewolf roared angrily, those who don't want to die, please dodge me. I only want money, not life. Suddenly, everyone present felt dizzy from the roar in their ears. Some people who originally wanted to help were too scared to step forward. After all, no matter how much money there is, there must be a life spent. Suddenly, a werewolf with sharp black hair, glancing at the soy sauce explosion here, I saw a man with sparse hair, thick beard, wearing a small vest, big shorts, and a flip-flop, with one hand on the waist and the other on the front desk. Standing with legs at a 15-degree angle, he put on a cool posture, playing and frolicking with the front desk girl. Chapter 8. Moon-eating werewolf. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The charming and free-spirited face makes people unable to resist looking sideways. I'm robbing, but this guy is flirting. The black werewolf suddenly attacked with one paw and was easily caught by the sauce explosion with one hand. The werewolf felt a bit embarrassed, so he grinned and said, "We are robbing, please show some respect." Sauce explosion doesn't even look at werewolves. "If nothing happens, you guys are hitting you, don't harass me. By the way, manager, I haven't accounted for these things yet and can't count on me." Sauce explosion glanced at the manager and pointed to 3 shopping carts filled with goods with his fingers. The manager looked at the sauce explosion and said, "Ah, this." Sauce explosion continued to chat and laugh with meow meow, with eyebrows dancing rhythmically. "Why don't you come to my house tonight to have hot pot? I bought a cat, it can do acrobatics." Meow meow became shy, her face almost turning red to the base of her neck. He whispered, "They still have classes tomorrow. You're good or bad, brother Bow." After speaking, Meow Meow turned his face to one side and started playing with the corners of his clothes. Everyone present looked at each other in confusion. The moon-eating werewolf frowned slightly, and the corners of his mouth twitched, staring angrily at the black werewolf. He said in a deep voice, "What are you really doing? Why can't you even handle a human?" The black werewolf's pupils shrank and he sweated on his head, stuttering, "Big brother, I was wrong. I'll take care of him now." After speaking, the black werewolf anxiously wanted to pull his paws back. However, the werewolf's claws are like being clamped with iron pliers. No matter how hard you try, you can't pull it out. The werewolf was so anxious that he used both his claws and even his feet, but it was still of no use. The sweaty werewolf approached and whispered in a low voice, "Brother, I was wrong. Hurry up and release my paws, otherwise my big brother will have to kill me." Upon hearing these words, the sauce exploded and glanced back at the werewolf. Seeing his obsequious smile, he suddenly felt a burst of humor. With a casual release, the werewolf confiscated his strength and with a whoosh sound, shot fiercely towards the back, struggling straight towards the rear, knocking down several walls in succession, leaving dust all over. Climbing up, with a disheveled expression on his face, he smiled and said, "The ground is too slippery to stand firmly." The moon-eating werewolf, with smoking eyes, quickly approached the black werewolf. "The face of a werewolf has been ruined for you. Let's be a dog in the next life." The black werewolf exclaimed in terror, "No, no, big brother, I was wrong. After I leave, who will lick your hair, ah?" Accompanied by a scream, the black werewolf tilted his head and extended his tongue. With his legs wide open and his eyes wide open, he closed his eyes and went to rest, not knowing if there was a chance to wake up. Everyone took a cold breath and widened their eyes. The scene is too bloody and brutal. This moon-eating werewolf has inflicted such a cruel blow on his own people, let alone on others. The supermarket suddenly fell silent, followed by customers frantically throwing valuable items towards the werewolf. Teammate worships the heavens, with boundless power. After the manager transformed into a dog-headed person, he originally wanted to struggle for a while, but after looking around the security team, my heart suddenly fell to the bottom. It seems that the previous scene had a significant impact on everyone. I saw the security teams all wilting, trembling slightly with weapons in their hands. I almost knelt down. "Brothers, go up," shouted another black werewolf. Due to the overwhelming impact of the scene just now, the black werewolf was eager to express himself. The moon-eating werewolf appeared in front of the black werewolf in a flash, between his eyebrows and eyes, as if stained with a layer of frost. He coldly gazed at the black werewolf. "You're teaching me how to do things." The moon-eating werewolf's eyes were blazing with fire, and the corners of his mouth were grinning as he lifted the black werewolf up. The black werewolf's eyes dodged, afraid to look directly, trembling uncontrollably. "No, no." There took a lot of effort to spit out the last word. The only remaining black werewolf next to him clearly read Sun Tzu's Art of War. "I still understand the principle of losing one's lips and cold teeth." The black werewolf, watching the play, cautiously spoke out to remind the moon-eating wolf humanity, "Big brother, if we kill again, there will be no more wolves, only dogs left." Back in the day, there were dozens of black werewolves in this team. The moon-eating werewolf has a hot temper and may also want to consolidate his rule. Almost every day, He kills a black werewolf named Liwei, killed black werewolves, everyone is in danger. The dog-headed man remained unharmed on the side. Over time, I became numb to the sight, even eating potato chips while watching the moon-eating werewolf Liwei. At this moment, upon hearing these words, 5 dog-headed people who bought for 0 yuan slowly turned their heads to look at the black werewolf. A strong sense of crisis rushed towards us. It makes sense, we need to change teams quickly, otherwise it will be our turn in a few days. The moon-eating werewolf looked around and thought for a moment. You're right, otherwise this werewolf team will be renamed the Doghead team in 2 days. So, the calm moon-eating werewolf threw the black werewolf down. The painful black werewolf dared not make any sound. Meow meow, look, how about we have this grilled sausages tonight? My grilled sausages are top-notch and tough. Sauce Explosion stared straight at the blushing Meow. As he spoke, he picked up a grilled sausage in his hand. Ah, Brother Bao, are you good or bad? He's still a child. Meow meow shyly hugged her legs and buried her head. Sauce exploded and stretched his neck, causing his pupils to shrink, sparkling with indescribable brilliance. Looking down, just through the gap in Meow Meow's arm, seeing the faint and elusive scenery, it's so eye-catching. Sauce Explosion wiped away the saliva flowing from the corner of the mouth. After swallowing, he said, 36, it's not too small. As a knowledgeable and talented person who is eager to learn, my own vision won't make any mistakes at all. Even if all of them are blocked, the sauce explosion can be accurately judged from the flank, shape, size, water droplets in a cone, the best of the best. Meow meow heard the sauce explosion muttering to himself, lifted his head, and his face was still pink. Brother Bao, you're talking nonsense. He's only 20 years old and not 36 years old, he said with a wry expression. By the way, Brother Bao, what are you saying about alls, water droplets, and how can Meow Meow not understand? I mean, didn't you mention that there was a leak in your dormitory last time? I'm thinking about buying some hammers, awls, and other tools to help you fix the faucet later, said Soy Fried with a positive expression. Meow Meow seemed to remember. Oh, yes, I forgot, Brother Bao, you're so kind to me. Soy Fried stroked his sparse hair and proudly said, that's not it. Uncle Bao is really a good person. The moon-eating werewolf's gaze was fixed on the side of the soy-fried chicken, his eyes cold as he slowly walked towards the side of the soy-fried chicken. Hello. You're grabbing yours, is chatting and laughing with Meow Meow, casually waving his sauce. Coincidentally, he inserted the sausages into the mouth of the moon-eating werewolf. The scene suddenly fell silent, and everyone's eyes widened, stunned. Chapter 9. Fighting. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Sauce Explosion turned his head and glanced at the moon-eating werewolf. Oh, I'm in such a hurry. I'll give you this one to eat, it's mine. Hello, manager, this one counts as mine. While shouting and looking for the manager's figure in the crowd, what about this kid? He's not willing to make money anymore. Soy Sauce quickly released his hand holding the sausages, continuing to chat with Meow Meow. At this moment, the moon-eating werewolf's gaze was as if killing, and his eyes were filled with flames. With a loud roar, it's a great shame and shame. Throwing away the grilled sausages, the remnants of a claw instantly rushed towards the sauce explosion. Bang. With a thud, like the sound of metal collision, the paw of the moon-eating werewolf was caught by the sauce explosion with one hand. Another paw struck again, a fierce attack. All were caught by the sauce explosion with one hand. The team of 0 yuan buyers were all shocked and transformed into the manager of the dog-headed person. He also walked out of the dog-head team from behind the scenes, looking at the scene in front of me from afar. My eyes were filled with disbelief. Explosive. Brother Bull Coin, the moon-eating werewolf once again became furious, and his attacks accelerated once again. Sauce Explosion also has to be taken seriously. One person, one wolf, fighting from one shop to another. From time to time, roars of anger can be heard from the shops inside the Dafa Kai supermarket. No matter how the moon-eating werewolf attacks, there is no other way to make a mess of it. The moon-eating werewolf stared at him with a relaxed expression in his eyes. Sparse hair regularly swayed to one side, thick beard, small vest, large shorts, flip-flops. The moon-eating werewolf, who had calmed down, couldn't believe that the person in front of him would be a strong person who could equal his own strength. The moon-eating werewolf grinned and glared angrily at the sauce explosion, roaring from the sky. He attacked again. It's easy to resist a leisurely stroll in the courtyard with soy sauce. Half an hour later. For 3-inch don't, the black werewolf extended his head to look at the dog-headed man on his side and roared, "Why don't you hold a pair of 5 in your hand? It's none of your business. I like to have the last 1 inch. After you finish playing against 5, leave a bomb and you'll win." The black werewolf grinned and let out a whimpering sound. "Are you teaching me how to do things?" The dog-headed man glanced at the black werewolf, his eyes seeming to say, "You really don't like me, come and fuck me, little brat." The black werewolf is about to go berserk. The dog-headed man looked at the situation and panicked, saying, "Losing cards doesn't mean losing people. Brand is the most important thing." The black werewolf suppressed his anger. After all, he was right. It makes sense. "Is it necessary or not?" urged the security guard at the supermarket, who transformed into a warrior holding a long sword. Don't understand human language," said the dog-headed person impatiently. "I can understand human language, but I can't understand dog language." The soldier and security guard mocked, their eyes full of provocation. The dog-headed man became impatient and said, "I'm Nima." The black werewolf forcefully held down the dog-headed man, pretending to be insincere. "Losing cards, not losing people, the most important thing is the brand." After speaking, there was a clear sense of triumph in his eyes. The soldier security turned his head to look at his teammate, while the mage security teammate shook his head. "Don't even let me continue, right for." The black werewolf didn't even look at his own dog-headed man and said no, which made him anxious. "He only has 5 left. So why don't you still want them?" The dog-headed man glanced up at the werewolf and calmly said, "I don't want it. If you have the ability, you need it." The black werewolf looked at the cards in his hand. 1 bomb and 1 pass, bite and fight, I'll explode. For AC, this one exploded. It was very big, and the black werewolf slowly exhaled the stuffy breath from his chest. The mage and security guard looked up. Don't, just when the black werewolf thought he was winning, rocket. The dog-headed man's face was full of wrinkles and his smile was shaking. "Brain melon seeds are buzzing." The soldier and security guard raised their thumb and said, bull coins, you go out, you go out." The black werewolf suppressed his displeasure, but at least the dog-headed man was also on his own side, and if he won, he would win. A5. The dog-headed man looked around while playing cards, his mouth wide open, as if he was very clever. The black werewolf suddenly felt a whirlwind and his mind went dizzy. He fell straight backwards. "My body kept twitching, foaming at the mouth, rolling my eyes." The dog-headed man stood up and shouted loudly, seeing that the situation was not right, "Hello. Are there any doctors or nurses? Come over quickly, there's a wolf fainting here." In the crowd, one hand is raised high, with the benevolent attitude of a doctor. The doctor rushed out as soon as possible, saving lives and helping the injured. This is the doctor's mission. After being rescued by the doctor, the black werewolf woke up and slowly opened his eyes. What caught his eye was a smiling dog head. Wake up, wake up." He woke up. "The doctor is amazing." The dog-headed person jumped up happily. "You really dog." Before he could finish speaking, the black werewolf was furious and fainted again. "He's lying down, he's dizzy again." The dog-headed man stopped and looked at the doctor. After several rescues, the black werewolf finally woke up. A few people continued the previous game. "Who's here?" the security guard asked. "I made a 5 before," the dog-headed man proudly said. The black werewolf was sitting with his back to the dog-headed man, his eyes covered with cloth, sunglasses on, earplugs in his ears, and his hands wrapped around him. The doctor specifically instructed not to take off sunglasses and earplugs, as the black werewolf can no longer withstand such a test. The security guard's teammate, another mage who transformed into a staff-wielding mage, calmly drew a card from his hand. "A10, do you want it or not?" The soldier and security guard shook their heads, and the black werewolf ignored them, obviously unable to hear or see. The mage security guard leaned down and whispered in a mysterious tone, "Then I'll keep going." A 3, after finishing speaking, he still winked at the dog-headed man, obviously trying to leave himself a way out. The soldier and security guard still shook their heads, and the black werewolf, with his back facing each other, couldn't see any expression from the crowd. The dog-headed person also shook his head and said, "No, no, no." The black werewolf, relying on his sensitive intuition, suddenly stood up, pulled off the cloth-strip sunglasses, and removed the earplugs, grasping tightly at the collar of the dog-headed man with one hand. "Are you really a dog? Are you really a pig's brain? If someone gives 3, if you give 5 directly, you won, Nima." The dog-headed person said wrongly, "I saw you so excited before, and I want you to play cards, be happy and happy. I'm glad you're big." Before the word "grandpa" could be spoken, the black werewolf tightly covered his chest and collapsed backwards, never getting up again, foaming at the mouth. The white eyes have rolled over to the point where they can no longer be rolled over. After twitching his hands and feet twice, he stopped moving. The dog-headed man extended his finger, probed the werewolf's breath, stood up anxiously, and searched for the doctor's trace in the crowd. "Doctor, doctor, leave it here. Come on, my brother has collapsed again." The doctor trotted forward again. For a long time, the doctor shook his head, and the dog-headed man wept bitterly. "Brother, brother, why did you leave me behind?" Chapter 10. Exquisite Stick Techniques. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Everyone gave a good persuasion, and there happened to be a psychologist present. After a meal of guidance, the dog-headed person returned to his original state. In the blink of an eye, I forgot about the werewolf. Kicking the werewolf far away, turning around, he walked away, as if he had made some kind of decision and never looked back again. The dog-headed man said to the warrior security guard, and the mage security guard said, "This game doesn't count, it doesn't count." My teammate hung up. The soldier and security guard spread out their hands and looked at the mage and security guard. The mage security guard's gaze seemed to be saying, "There's no other way, after all, the game hasn't ended yet, and there's no one left. Does anyone come to play cards?" The dog-headed man stood up and looked into the crowd with an expectant look on his face. The people who had watched the battle before looked at the dog-headed man in terror, as if there was a tacit understanding, and quickly took a few steps back. Suddenly, a high-pitched voice sounded, "I'll do it." A primary school monk stood firmly out from the crowd. The dog-headed man looked approving. "However, I want to be your opponent." Suddenly, the soldier security guard and the mage security guard's pupils shrank and they panicked, quickly standing up from the ground. "No more fighting, no more fighting, next time, definitely." At the same time, the moon-eating werewolf is still battling against the soy sauce explosion. From day to night, from night to day, from day to night. Over and over again, until this day, the moon-eating werewolf finally waited until the night of the full moon, accompanied by a long howl. The moon-eating werewolf punched through the wall, looking at the full moon above my head. The moon-eating werewolf laughed wildly and said, "Finally, I have arrived at this moment. Your child, now I will let you taste my strength." Sauce Explosion yawned and slowly raised the third finger from left to right with his left hand, saying calmly, "You have said this sentence 137 times already." A voice came from the crowd. "No, it's 138 times, said a middle-aged man wearing glasses as he helped his glasses. "No, no, you're mistaken. It's 139 times, and I've recorded them all on tape. If you don't believe me, come listen." As he spoke, an old man took out his phone and played the battle between soy sauce and moon-eating werewolf. Suddenly, customers gathered around and stared at the old man's phone together. The moon-eating werewolf looked speechless. So Bao smoothed his sparse hairstyle and looked at the moon-eating werewolf, saying, "I've been fighting for 3 days now, whether or not. Look at the old man, they're all so tired." As he spoke, he pointed to the customers who had been trapped in the supermarket for 3 days. I only saw a black eye circle, disheveled hair, and a listless expression on my face. The ground is filled with food residue and packaging bags from customers. The manager tilted in the corner and murmured to himself, "Pay the bill, no one wants to leave until the bill is settled." Suddenly, the old man shouted with a lively expression on his face, "Take a look, I'll just say 139 times. Oh, indeed." Everyone suddenly realized, the old man was so excited that he suddenly fainted. the doctor rushed forward to save the patient, and the onlookers handed over water and towels one after another. After a long time, the old man slowly woke up and came over. A loud wolf cry echoed in the supermarket. I saw the moon-eating werewolf bathing in the moonlight, his hair shining faintly. Sauce Explosion's gaze shifts to the werewolf side. Good guy, it seems like you're holding back a big move. Just take a look at how much weight you have. At the same time, Zhao Xian, who had been wiping his long gun on the side for 3 days, finally couldn't help it, laughing from the sky. Ahaha. I've been practicing hard for 30 years, and finally I've come to this day. If I don't poke you 7 in and 7 out, I won't call you Zilong. The beautiful young woman closest to Zhao Xian seemed to remember something, and her face turned red and she turned aside. Her husband also loves playing a game. Every time I finish playing the game, I come and play with her. I insist on pulling her to play wrestling games in the middle of the night. I really enjoy using lines from the game. Her husband always turns off the light and shouts, "Troll time is up, look at me, Zilong, 7 in and 7 out." Before everyone could react, Zhao Xian had already rushed towards the moon-eating werewolf with his long spear in hand. A little cold light comes first, and then the gun bursts out like a dragon. The long spear in Zhao Xian's hand was shining with a metallic luster under the moonlight, making people shudder. The long spear in Zhao Xian's hand was unpredictable and extraordinary, and he must have been a practitioner before. The long spear was wielded, and the shining spear light rose up from the ground, like an agile dragon. After a meal of operation, the customers took a deep breath. I saw the moon-eating werewolf, using the 2 toes of one claw, easily holding onto Zhao Xian's long spear, unable to advance any further. A disdainful smile appeared at the corner of the moon-eating werewolf's mouth, and his eyes were filled with mockery. The line of sight never left the Sauce Explosion from beginning to end. With a sudden kick, Zhao Xian was kicked 10 meters away and instantly passed out. With a casual throw, he threw the long gun aside and inserted it into the wall. The customers panicked again. At this moment, the mocking smile at the corner of the mouth of the moon-eating werewolf transformed into a proud smile. With a grin on his face, he said, "Next, it's your turn. Players activate talent, full moon, doubling attack power. Players use illusion skills, moon-devouring werewolf, full moon state, double illusion, illusion attack power plus 20, speed plus 10, attack power 33, combat power 43, the system prompts Sauce Explosion. The attack of the werewolf in the eyes of the Sauce Explosion is infinitely close, producing various illusions. Let out a loud shout during the Sauce Explosion, come out. Jian Wei. It's up to you. Accompanied by a light that shone brighter than the transformation of a werewolf, Sauce Explosion has completed its transformation. A resolute face, a burly body, a height of 1.88 meters, and antique bronze skin, strong, resilient, and explosive muscles. Just burst your own top, thick hair, thick eyebrows and big eyes, bright and lively eyes, with 1,000 pounds of strength in both arms, holding 2 black iron wooden sticks in hand, wearing armor, player. Sauce Explosion, transformed character. Jian Wei, attack power. 43, defense. 33, speed. 20, critical hit 5, cooldown time 5, combat power. Attack acceleration, 63, even legendary characters have their own strengths and weaknesses. Obviously, the moon-eating werewolf also saw the explosive terrifying combat power through the system. In an instant, my eyes were filled with fear. But the attack is already on the line and has to be launched, bang. After a fierce collision, the soy sauce explosion with both hands at a 45-degree cross angle was repelled by a few steps. Good guy, there's something, it's my turn. I saw the soy sauce exploded with both hands swinging their sticks in circles, the perfect curvature reminding everyone, this person's stick technique has become superb. I only realized the stick technique after knocking on 10,000 kunken. How could it be so simple? The moon-eating werewolf saw this and his gaze was like a frightened bird. He was so frightened that his paws waved wildly and he was about to run away. The speed of Sauce Explosion is faster than that of werewolves. The customers haven't reacted yet. Sauce Explosion appeared out of thin air in front of the werewolf, one stick. With a loud bang, the moon-eating werewolf was knocked down heavily on the floor. Then came the self-created stick technique. 1 stick, 2 sticks, 3 sticks, little husky, you're not showing your teeth anymore.